We have River State, Jake Epelle, founder of Albino Foundation, to discuss the ongoing political situation there. And you've heard the strong words, Mr. Epelle, by Governor Fubara regarding the legislatures and, of course, other issues surrounding that narrative. What are your thoughts? And should we be having such incidents at this moment, after all the celebrations that's been going on for Governor Fubara over his Supreme Court victory?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate what is happening in my dear state. It's creating a huge political instability, and it's not supposed to be so. River State and Rivers people have always been known to be very peaceful, law-abiding, and for certain individuals and interests, most of them personal interests, to be creating this kind of political quagmire in the state. It is unfortunate, and the perpetrators of this should know that what they are doing is creating and making governance very difficult. And whatever happens in River State can have a very huge effect on the entire nation. I can put it in context that when River State sneezes, the entire country can catch cold. And I think it's something that the president would have to weigh in, maybe the second time, knowing fully well that it appears that the political solution is not producing the expected result. And I would say times without number, political solution shouldn't outweigh constitutional provision. And that's until we address it from the root. And the root is that there are issues around this political crisis that is going to causing constitutional crisis. And we have to nip it in the bud before it gets out of hand. The call for impeachment of the sitting governor is absolutely unnecessary. And anyone that is projecting that or proposing that is enemy of democracy.
And anyone doing that seems to be stoking the flames of discord, as we know that the court already ruled on the fate of the 27 defecting lawmakers who now want to call for impeachment. But clearly it's the loyalties to Minister Wike versus the loyalties of Governor Fubara that are at the heart of the crisis that is going on in River State. So what is it going to take in order for the other faction to sheathe their swords and allow for peace to prevail within the state, in your opinion?
I'm really finding it difficult to hear you, but if I can glean from what you said, around what can be deduced at the root cause.
Yes, I can take the question one more time.
It's purely...
I was asking about what it would take to make peace.
There's actually a lot of noise at your background. I think it's coming from the studio. But I can glean from what you just asked. It's obviously two big elephants that are fighting while the ground or the grass is suffering. Is between the father and the son, political father and the political son. And it is telling on governance. It is telling on stability, economic stability of the state in the state. It is telling on social life of the people, you know. And like I said, if it is addressed to the root, we will find a lasting solution. Let me use this opportunity to reiterate my call for the likes of Bishop Coker, Abdul Salam, elder statesmen nationally that might be looked at as neutral in the mediation to get involved. If we sign peace treaty to get politicians to behave themselves, there is nothing stopping us from signing peace treaty post-political election to get the people in a peaceful state. So there's a need to interrogate and address the issue. Every time we look at it from the surface, the undercurrent issues will haunt us. And that's what is happening in Rivers State. The earlier it is addressed frontally, the better for the progress of not just the political landscape of Rivers State, but the economic landscape and the social landscape. You know, I have had personal interaction with the sitting governor, and I found him to be very truthful. I found him to be very ready to lead, and very many times in the course of the times that I met him, he kept saying that what is it that people are looking for? So I think this is a guy who truly wants to rule, lead, and deliver the dividend of democracy. But he's been plagued with all kinds of issues, all kinds of political intrigue and power play. And anyone who is for the people, this is the time to stand with the people. And I think for want of time, you know, I can tell you for free that if I have the opportunity to meet him again and again, I would just tell him to focus on governance, focus on ensuring that you lead the people and meet their needs, and leave the political class that have selfish motive and selfish interest. And I want to also say that there's a need to define the constitutionality of the current State House of Assembly members. And there seems to be the one that is throwing fuel into the fire. As far as I'm concerned, constitutionally, going by the constitutional provision, they've made themselves totally illegal.
All right, Mr. Epelle, if they're totally illegal, then what's the way forward at this rate? Because you can't survive in such a scenario without the legislature. And also, I would also like to ask about your interactions with people in Rivers State. What are they saying about this current stalemate?
Let me start with the last question. People are just tired, just like I am tired. I call my cousins, my brothers and friends. They are tired of the back and forth. Nobody wants trouble except those who are fermenting it. You know, the people want good governance. And let me also say here, I try to present a balanced view. If you go to the streets of Port Harcourt and the environs that makes up Rivers State and take a poll, you will find that the more they fan the flame of this trouble, the more they make Governor Siminalai popular. He's becoming very popular by day by day, you know, and those that are troubling him are becoming very unpopular. So what is it that the people are saying? We want good governance. We want to see economic development. We want to see that true democracy and democratic values are entrenched in the whole Rivers State political landscape, you know. So now, talking about the members of the National Assembly, don't go by what I say. Go by what the Constitution said. Their decamping from the PDP, where they were elected, to APC, without satisfying the constitutional provision, makes them absolutely illegal. And for me, I don't see how an illegal body can want to activate a constitutional provision of impeachment. So you're going to find the fireworks of court cases and injunctions over and over again. And by the way, whoever is accusing Governor Siminalai that he did not obey the president just wants to create enmity between him and the president, which will never work. He had never been seen as going against the president. For someone who is in another political party saying that he aligned himself with the agenda of a president of another political party, I mean, what can you say to that? What more can any politician do that he hasn't done? Now, please note, I don't belong to any camp. I'm just presenting the issues the way they are. I'm not a politician. I will never be one. You know, but yet I want to present the truth so that your viewers can see the facts that are on ground. You know, we need to stop this madness. We need to stop this political madness. You know, and the earlier, the better. The earlier the president weighs in on this and invites neutral bodies to try and see how they can bring a lasting, peaceful solution, the better for us. Again, I can't stop calling the likes of Abdul Salam, the likes of Gowon. You know, these are people that are seen to be very neutral. They need to get involved in the negotiation to call everyone to order, so that true peace will reign in my dear state. We are known to be very peaceful people. We are known to be accommodating. We are known to be hospitable, you know, and we don't want to see the kind of back and forth, the bantering of words, the accusations that goes on in Rivers State. You know, Rivers State remains a very peaceful state. And whatever the enemies of progress are looking for, they will not get it. We will keep quiet, be law-abiding, ensure that we do the needful, and obey the rule of law until we see a lasting peace. And that peace will come.
We sincerely hope so. Understandably, the president has his hands full with the issues of the nation in general, and for him to come and intercede in Rivers State for a second time would be a little bit ridiculous, seeing as how each state is supposed to be able to run their functions on their own without having a principal to constantly intervene. But what would be your personal piece of advice for the Wike faction of these lawmakers who seem to continuously fan these flames? And also the APC Caretaker Committee Chairman, Tony Okacha, and Mr. Amelue, who are also some of the individuals who have been saying some inflammatory things in the media.
You said it right. Tone down the rhetorics. It's unnecessary. What each camp is saying will further fuel the tension, you know. And for what you said about the president's hands being full, that's why he's the president. The president is a leader. A leader is elected to find solution. In fact, this can be a shining moment for him, because leadership, true leadership, you find a true leader in the midst of crisis and how he resolved that crisis. That's what leadership is all about. A leader is called to bring solution to a problem. And I know that he can do it. It doesn't matter how many times. He's done it the first time. The first time, like I said, was what in the corridor of politicians is referred to as a political solution. This time, let's employ a mix of both political solution that does not violate constitutional provision, but let the constitutional provision take preeminence and present it the way it is. However, I believe that we can find solution if we get people that are neutral, that are trusted by both camps, and allow them to interrogate the entire process and find possibly whoever is wrong. Talk to that person, not in public, in private, that the way and manner you're going can create more problem than solving the problem. You know, so let's not, I cannot on a national television play the blame game. You know, whoever is fanning this trouble, if you don't withdraw, it can also consume you. We need to learn from history, you know. So whether it is the Wike camp or the Similalai camp, we want peace in the state, period. Both of them need to sit down maturely, like true politicians, interrogate their issues, take away the person, and look at the issues the way they are and resolve it and move on. You know, this intrigue and power play will not take us anywhere and is more destructive than constructive solution. You know, and we must continue to engage. There's a need to consistently and continuously engage and let everyone stop abusing the elders. Let everyone stop trying to make caricature the people that have worked, sweated their blood for where we are in our dear state. It's unfortunate that elder statesmen like Odili and several other people that have worked so tirelessly to bring us to where we are have become a subject of caricature. That is not acceptable. I think anyone that insults the elder, one day you will become an elder, and don't lose your head when the younger ones also insults you. So we have to be very circumspect about the way we handle things, knowing fully well that history may not be kind for some people at the end of the day.
Indeed, Mr. Epelle, but earlier you talked about the issue of constructive solution. And of course, you also mentioned the fact that this scenario has wider implications. I know you said you're not a politician, but how, in your view, is the stalemate portraying the ruling party in Rivers State regarding conflict resolution? You know, we always hear about things, issues about, oh, it's a family affair. But how is it portraying the party itself in able to manage such crisis scenarios?
Well, you know, you're asking what the lawyers call leading question. You know, it's unfortunate that the PDP, the ruling party, have not really played the role expected from them, because, you know, take for instance, there is literally no statement coming from PDP. If it's coming, it comes in trickles, and it doesn't have any overarching impact, you know, and they are reticent over this whole process. It's really it really tells a lot about where they are. They may be having issues and all that, and everybody and every political party do, but I think it's important for them to state on which side that they are. Treating this issue like elephant in the room will not even help for political development and growth. You know, I think they can do more. I haven't seen them standing with their governor, the Similalai. I haven't seen them make a very strong political statement, either in support or against. You know, and I think that needs to happen. They need to declare on which side they stand. You know, it appears to me that the two people involved that are also known to be PDP members have divided the party. You know, I'm not a politician. I don't belong to any of the political party, but I'm just speaking as a political analyst, you know, that I do from time to time. So it doesn't help matters, you know, and you cannot be seen as not standing for anything. If you don't stand for anything, you will fall for everything. And so there's a time that this is a time for PDP to come out and state on which side that they are, you know, and obviously support their candidate that have been elected, that is a sitting governor. And they have to understand that they have very few elected governors, and abandoning their own can spell doom at the end of the day. But whatever happens, my state needs to be in peace. We are tired of the political tantrums. We're tired of the political intrigues. We're tired of the political power play. It is denying us everything that we need to grow as a state. We are a very important state in the political landscape of this country. And this is what I keep calling on the president, you know. We need to sort out what is happening in Rivers State, you know, so that we don't get to a point where things get out of hand. But let me also use this opportunity to address the youths of my state, my dear state. We have been known to be peaceful, law-abiding. We will continue to do that, you know, and continue to ensure that we support the sitting government to deliver on what we elected them to do. Please ignore anybody and anyone that tries to call you to take unlawful action. Remember that many of them will be in their beautiful houses with gate men that will not allow you to pass, and you will go and waste your own blood, and we cannot afford that. Everyone in Rivers State, every Rivers State indigene, you have the potential, you have the opportunity, you have the power to become better than the people that will send you to go and fight. So don't obey them, you know, and wait. Those that wait upon the Lord, the Bible says, shall renew their strength. We will win, and we will win, and we will win for the state and the people of the state against those who are turning themselves enemy of the state.
Very well said, Jake Epelle. I know you said you're not a politician, but that sounded pretty good, and we appreciate you for coming on the show this afternoon.